So, you have a Jurassic Park sequel for me? Yes, sir, I do. It's gonna be called Old. You're not in the right offices, my dude.
Hey, did I just hear cursing over there?
I don't know. Whoopsie. So, you have a Jurassic Park sequel for me?
Jurassic Park 3.
You're not in the right offices, my dude.
So at the beginning of the movie, this kid Eric and this guy Ben, they're parasailing next to Isla Sorna, right?
You're still going.
It sure does, sir, but as they're up in the air, they look down and they see that the boat crew's been eaten.
So what happens in this thing?
Unclear, off-screen ocean dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Definitely don't think about those too much though, so they have to detach themselves, right, and fly off to the island.
Oh my god.
So then we're gonna catch up with Alan Grant. Remember him from the first movie?
That's okay.
So he gets approached by this couple, right?
They're both from the first movie.
Amanda and Paul.
Whoa, you think he would have mentioned that to him in the first movie?
They say that they want him to give them a flyby tour of the island, and because they offer him a bunch of money to fund his research, he accepts.
So that laboratory from the first movie with the eggs and stuff, that was
Pretty much exactly, yeah. So Alan and his associate Billy, they end up on this plane with this couple and a couple of mercenary-looking types.
Gotcha.
And so Alan decides to have a little nappy nap, but when he wakes up, there's a raptor looking at him, and it goes, Alan.
Uh-oh.
Looks at him and says, Alan, but it turns out it's a dream, so he's fine.
So who's on the team?
It's a dream raptor, because I think everybody could agree that the first two movies were pretty fun, but what was missing was, dinosaurs speaking to people in dream sequences.
So why does he need an expert in chaos theory there?
Anyway, so then it turns out that this couple, they're not even together anymore. They're divorced, and they're the parents of Eric, and he's been on this island for 8 weeks.
Right.
Yeah, and this guy doesn't even have any money to offer. He runs like a paint and tile store.
It's gonna be hard to convince him to go after what he went through in the first movie.
I guess not, no.
Oh, really?
Don't worry about it.
She went by herself to a dinosaur island despite knowing what Ian went through and the trauma that probably caused it.
That's what we're going with, so the movie can happen.
Oh, she is. Okay.
So anyway, they get onto this island, and Amanda, she's just screaming her son's name into a megaphone.
Ian goes to the island.
So obviously her screaming attracts a big old dinosaur.
Oh, she is the worst.
But as they're reaching the end of the runway, one of the mercenaries, Cooper, pops out and he's like, please stop the plane.
Oh, and why'd you put her in the movie? Like, what role is she gonna play story-wise?
Unclear, but then a Spinosaurus jumps out and eats him and the plane crashes into the jungle.
Wasn't he going there to save his girlfriend?
It's pretty rough, so then the Spinosaurus eats another one.
Well, okay then.
No, sir, there are no human antagonists in this one. These are the people we're supposed to be rooting for.
She literally just pet a dinosaur.
And then the Spinosaurus is gonna easily kill a T-Rex so we can establish how powerful this new dinosaur is.
Right, the worst.
Yeah, if you thought they were going up against something in the first two movies with a T-Rex, you haven't met the Spinosaurus.
Oh no.
It's a big dinosaur. It's a lot like a T-Rex.
So what do the good guys do?
Anyway, they find Eric's camcorder, but the batteries are dead. But luckily, this guy Udesky, he has a mag light, so they just use the batteries from that.
He what?
There are different kinds of batteries.
Oh, very obviously a bad idea, no matter what your values are.
Oh, that's why my remote doesn't work anymore.
Shouldn't have set up their trailers near a cliff with massive dinosaurs walking around.
You see that Eric survived the crash, right? But then they stumble upon Ben's corpse, so Amanda, she runs off into the jungle screaming, because that's her boyfriend.
Oh, so they're all together now?
So then they find some raptor eggs, so everybody's like, oh, that's not good.
How does that go?
They go into this old lab building, and this raptor pretends to be dead in a tank of formaldehyde, and then he pops out and scares them.
How dumb are we talking here?
That's what we're going with. They're very smart creatures.
Whoops!
Well, the group runs away, and they all get split up, and Udesky dies.
Well.
Alan stumbles upon Eric, who, as it turns out, is still alive.
He walks alone into the forest he knows is filled with deadly dinosaurs.
He found a bunch of supplies, and he has a thing of T-Rex urine.
Risking your life so nobody sees your ding-dong is tight.
Well, Alan asks them the same thing, and he's like, oh, you don't want to know.
Oh my god, well how did the main characters get through?
You don't want to know.
Why?
Crap, hopefully nobody else does, because I don't have an answer to that.
That works.
Everybody reunites at this big fence barrier thing, because they all heard the ringtone from Paul's satellite phone.
What?
Turns out that Paul doesn't even have his phone. The Spinosaurus swallowed it, and he's just standing there looking at them.
They put everybody's lives in danger to save a T-Rex, but now they're happy about a dead raptor?
Every time, sir, except this time, because I want the characters to be surprised.
Very inconsistent values.
Well, I mean, it's a predator, sir.
Well, you know what? That's definitely a fun movie, and
Yeah, well, he's not in the mood for T-Rex meat. I don't know what to tell you.
Wait, what?
They run away, but this thing, it smashes right through the barrier.
It really felt like the movie was over.
They run inside a little building and lock the door, so, they're safe now.
Well, okay then.
Well, no, they lock the door. door. Where's the T-Rex? Well, the door is locked.
It killed everybody on the boat and then got back in the cargo hold and closed the door.
Sir, I'm gonna need you to get all the way off my back about how locks work.
Well, okay. I gotta say, I feel like this whole San Diego thing is kind of unnecessary.
So they all keep making their way to the coast, but they come across some pteranodons, these big flying murder birds.
So is it done now? Do you have any other short films you want to tack on to the end of this thing?
So they struggle for quite a bit and everybody manages to escape.
Well, I think it's a ton of fun.
So eventually they find the satellite phone in a big old pile of poop, and Alan uses it to call Ellie Sattler, remember?
Oh, that is gross.
Sure is, sir, but the Spinosaurus comes back and he's still hungry.
Oh, okay.
They manage to start a fire with a flare gun, and the Spinosaurus, he's like, oh, okay, whoa, never mind, okay.
I was just thinking it'd be funny if in a future movie we just have him do like one scene, you know, just so we could put it in the trailer.
Super easy, barely an inconvenience.